Hi, TOEFL candidates. In order for you to get the score on your TOEFL test, you need to be intelligible, coherent, and have sustained use of complex sentence structures. Today, we're going to take a look at how one simple word can help you get that score. Today, we're looking at the TOEFL speaking test, particularly the independent speaking task, where you will be required to speak for 45 seconds in response to a question or a position. And today, we're looking at how the word if can be used in 3 different ways to help you get that score that you want. Now, let's very briefly go over TOEFL scoring. There are 4 ways that they're going to look at your response. The first is general description, then you've got delivery, language use, and topic development. Looking a bit more closely, you can see a couple of key words that you'll need to keep in mind. You can see here in the general description, you've got intelligible, sustained, and coherent. So if you're aiming for a high score, you need to be easy to understand throughout the entire answer. Moving on to delivery, they mention well-paced, clear, and you can make a few small mistakes, and they mention here minor lapses to cover that. For language use, this is really interesting. They talk about automaticity, meaning that you're able to give these answers without too much difficulty, without too much thought, almost like it's a habit. Then you've also got basic and complex structures, and we'll be looking at that particularly. Finally, for topic development, we see that word sustained again, as well as well-developed and relationships between ideas are clear. With the technique that we look at today, you should be able to help increase your score for all of those sections. So here's our first method. In this method, we're using the word if to show cause and effect. Now here are 3 possible questions they might give you, asking you for a yes, no, or your position on a specific topic. Let's look more carefully at the first one. Should governments provide free, healthy lunches to all elementary school and high school students? Now, we're either going to have a yes or a no answer. Then, to extend this idea and explain why we have it, we want to talk about the effect of free, healthy lunches. So let's take a look at this example. If I say here, they definitely should. I have established my position. Yes, we should provide free, healthy lunches. Then I extend by talking about effect. If kids learn to eat healthily from a young age, they'll have better eating habits as they get older. And there you go. You've started with your position and you've begun to extend with effect. Now, there's many ways you can express effect. We're just looking at how if can be used in this way. And I do recommend that you practice. Remember, that key word that came up was automaticity, meaning it comes naturally and without much thought or pausing to get there. So please remember, you do want to practice. And then I've continued to extend. If they have good eating habits, they'll perform better in school, and this will hopefully lead to more opportunities for them in the future. And you can see here in this example, I've used if twice to show effect. So you can see to show the initial effect, I've got this first if sentence, and then to give another effect, I've used a second if sentence. And you can see I've extended it again with lead to more opportunities. So as I said, there's many different ways that you can show effect. However, if is one of the ways that you should definitely make sure you're able to use. Now remember, a key part of this is that it does need to sound natural, so you might need to practice this. Don't worry, we've got you covered. In the description below, you'll find a downloadable which covers how the grammar works. It'll give you a few examples, and it'll give you an opportunity to practice a little. So take a look down below, and we'll keep going. Let's move on to method 2. This is the reversal. In this answer, we give the opposite idea, or we talk about what will happen in the opposite situation. So let's continue looking at that same question about free healthy lunches for elementary and high school students. Now, you can see I've got the same answer I had before, but let's take a look at the last sentence. If they don't develop these habits of eating healthy, they may struggle with health and academic performance later in life. There is another way we can express this. We don't have to say if they don't develop these habits. We could just say without these habits, they may struggle with health and academic performance. So the important thing is that you're extending the idea. The word if is simply one way to practice doing it. Now, let's take a quick moment to look at grammatical accuracy. So the grammar structure we looked at here is typically called the first conditional. And you can see here in this example, if children learn to eat healthier from a young age, comma, they will have better eating habits as they get older. So in our first clause, if children learn, we use the present simple. In the second part, they will have better eating habits, we use the future. They will have, they will be, they will do. Fairly straightforward. If you're aiming for that high score, you will want to have grammatical accuracy. However, remember, extending your idea with effect is going to potentially help your score a lot. Let's move on to our third method. And keep in mind, this is a much more advanced method. So make sure that you're pretty clear on the first two methods before you move to this one. And by the way, remember, we are showing how to use the word if. This doesn't mean you should use if in every single sentence, of course, but you should be showing effect and these ideas to express your answer in this part of the test. Now, the idea from earlier is still there. This will hopefully lead to more opportunities for children in the future. Now I'm speaking and I extend it a little bit more with this reflection. If kids in my generation had learned this, we would have grown up much healthier. So in this case, I've expressed the effect, and then I've taken a moment to reflect on the past a little bit, how it could have been different, and show what the impact of that has been today. And of course, let's make sure that our grammar is accurate when we do this. Let's take a look. This one is often referred to as third conditional. If children in my generation had learned this, you see we have the past perfect structure here, we would have grown up much healthier. Would have grown up. So you need that structure that will always be the same, would have plus the past participle. So there you go, everybody. Don't forget to grab the downloadable below. And remember, if you want a little extra help, if you would like to talk to an E2 expert, check out the link below. All right, everyone, my name is Mark. Thank you very much. And by the way, we have 2 more questions here that we did not look at. So why don't you take a look at these 2 questions? Should we teach young children how to cook in school? Should governments invest in green technology? Why don't you put your ideas down in the comments below? We look forward to reading them.